Alright, let's see where we're at. So coming into the save, more than likely they reordered my mechs around, but let's just double check. What kind of damage do we have? Do we need any repairs that are serious? I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's the case. We did really well on that last contract, and that just emphasizes us taking certain kinds of contracts over other kinds when at all possible. You know, I'm kind of curious with the modifications of the Warhammer, what it all looks like. Okay, interesting. This isn't something I really look at all too often, but they model in some of the changes you make to the mechs nicely. I'd say the Centurion is one of those ones that maybe not as smooth because you've got the LRM-10 would take up all this space and it kind of looks rough when you just have an SRM-6, but for the most part, from what I've seen, like for example the Grasshopper, switching the LRM-5 to an SRM-4 looks really, you know, it looks like it fits, but 5 versus 4, I guess it's not that big of a difference. Alright, well, let's see where we are at and where we'd want to go. So we're here. We do have a high reward contract here. We don't have a lot of repairs to do, so it might not really be worth going back to this industrial zone unless we really wanted to. So let's see, how much would the repairs cost us if we decided to do so, and how much time would it cost us as well? Because we may only have, well, let's just double check. We may only have a 13-day trip. Yeah, indeed, we only have a 13-day trip. So with that being said, how much time would it cost us? 14 days, so we would be 1 day too far in that direction. 12 days, so we get that done in time. Also 14 days. And this one is 22 days. That doesn't surprise me. It's the thing that's going to take the longest to do. Yeah, the AC-10 ended up getting damaged, so that's the reason why it's taking even longer. That is unfortunate, but I still think that might be the best option, even though we won't have a couple of our mechs available. Grasshopper's not that big of a deal, because if we were to go with that weight of a mech, we could easily just go with the Warhammer, because it's the same weight, and I think it's just, it's not exactly equivalent in effectiveness, but it's a very fairly effective mech, so I'm perfectly fine with that. The other mechs, we might be able to do something with. In theory, we have the Shadowhawk that we could use instead of the Kintaro, if it came down to that, and other changes we can make. So let's go ahead and do these changes or these repairs. So 14 days, 14 days. We could also wait a day. That wouldn't be that big of a deal. 12 days and 22 days. Okay. I don't see any reason why not to travel to this system. It is the mission type that we prefer, a defense contract, which is probably the easiest of the bunch. The next one would be Warzone. They work very similarly, but the big difference is with the defense contracts, once you hit your quota of mechs that you have to destroy, or I guess not just mechs, but enemy presence in general, the mission is over. The real difference is with the Warzone contract, you don't have to defend anything, you just have to kill the enemy. Whereas the defense contract, if the building gets destroyed, obviously that's a problem. But let's go ahead and travel here. And then we'll see about the contract, whether we want to wait that 1 day. It's just 1 day, so it's not that big of a deal. There's a black market here. I guess we might as well take a look at it. Couple Hunchbacks, a Vindicator. Not a fan of this variant, though, so as much as I was looking for a Vindicator, I'd prefer the default loadout or a different variant of the Vindicator, not the 1AA. Let's see, equipment. I don't expect there to be anything all that interesting here, and it's going to be very expensive even if it was. And we do have a Quality 2 SRM-6, but again, we already have 6 of these things, and it's fairly expensive, so we probably shouldn't, but let's just see if we can find some ammo that's maybe harder to find, or maybe a heatsink. Okay, I'm not seeing any of those things. No pilots to hire here, so yeah, alright, let's take a look at the contract. So it's a difficulty 38. Our drop weight is going to be 230. I'll go ahead and negotiate the contract. We do have plus 2 points, so a total of 8. That's nice. I'll go ahead and put 2 points into damage coverage. Always like to do that. That's about where we expect at this difficulty level at this point. We might go over this, but I think this is a fair amount to put in there. And then I guess we could just go full on for salvage. If we put 6 points in here, we'd be up to 14. We're still not really in the possibility of salvaging anything above, like, a medium mech. I think maybe 50 tons is as much as we can do. I'm pretty sure a Shadowhawk is 15 shares, so that would be 1 share more than we have. So we'd still only really be salvaging medium mechs at this point, but salvaging mechs gets us a lot more money than putting those points into the payout here. So, I mean, we may not get mechs, but I still think this is the better way to get money. So let's go ahead and accept. Alright, so... Oh, you know what? I may not would have wanted to do that. Oh yeah, you can wait after accepting a contract. For a second there, I was worried that we may have locked ourselves in. But let's see what we can do with the loadout here if we decided not to wait at all, like if we just wanted to go right now. So the easy change here, we do have 5 tons to work with as well, so that does give us some flexibility. But an easy change is just Grasshopper to Warhammer, same weight, no real change there. The Kintaro we could change into the Quick Draw or the Shadowhawk, which either of those would be fine. And then maybe the Crab instead of the Centurion as a possibility. I would probably sub out the Trebuchet though. So let's see what we're looking at here. So if we were to go with, I might even drop something down. Let's say we go Crab here. What would we do here though? Because I'm using all my 50-ton mechs, right? Unless we kept the Trebuchet. So if we went down Crab, could we go up? We could go up Quick Draw. Okay. So this is a potential loadout for us. Crab, Quick Draw, and Trebuchet. Okay. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad one. I really think that the Trebuchet benefits a lot from us running the Kintaro, but the Kintaro is not available right now unless we wait that one day. I mean, one day is really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but what are some other possibilities that we have available to us? Well, we could go for more of a short-range kind of fighting style with the Shadowhawk or the Phoenix Hawk. We don't have the tonnage to... We'd have to drop something down if we did that. So let's say instead of using the Trebuchet, because I just don't think the Trebuchet is very effective unless it has something like the Kintaro to help it out. So let's say we put the Quick Draw here instead, in the back. Because it's really the only thing that has any long-range capability now. Unless, of course, we use the Crab. We could put the Crab a little further back as well. And then let's say we switch out the Trebuchet for... Actually, if we were to do that, do we want the Phoenix Hawk here or here? Let's say we go Shadowhawk. And then we would want to go down 5 tons, so we would switch to the Phoenix Hawk. So this would be our loadout, and this would work. So, Warhammer, Phoenix Hawk, Shadowhawk. These two are very close range fighters, so that may be a problem. And then we have the more long-range capability, the Quick Draw, but again, only an LRM-10, so really, this is mostly close-range fighting here from our AI. We would be the main long-range attack with the large lasers. This is why I do like the Crab, because the Crab gives us long-range lasers as well, or large lasers, I guess I should say. So that is a possibility. I also don't like risking the Shadowhawk, because this is a very effective mech in our hands. Alright, so that's one possibility, if we don't want to use a Trebuchet. I think we run with it. Maybe not ideal. We have to think, though, in defense. Is short-range fighting the best for a defense style? Perhaps. Alright, let me look at this a little bit more. Because I just start to second guess stuff. I am not convinced that the Thunderbolt is a very effective mech in the hands of the AI. It seems like the AI doesn't know what to do with this mech. It's never been all that effective for us. Considering what damage output it's supposed to have, it usually lags behind. It doesn't do the other role what we'd like it to do, which is to tank damage. Oftentimes this is the mech that takes the least damage. It just really doesn't get involved in the fighting. And I don't know why that is. It's also going to be hard to run the Warhammer and a mech that heavy. Yeah. Consider a lot of enemies spawn almost on top of you in defense missions. I guess short range could work. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with this because I think this is not a bad loadout. And I'd rather do this than the Trebuchet. Yeah, the helis are the main long-range threat. And honestly, the AI oftentimes just ignores them anyway. So I often am the one that knocks out most of the aircraft. So yeah, let's go with it. It works with our tonnage, and these are effective mechs. I just don't know, because the AI has never run the Shadowhawk. I don't know how effective they're going to be there, and I do hesitate to risk such a good mech in their hands.
Set to be targeted by the 1st Kittery Borderers. They're expected to conduct a raid on Capellan territory on orders from House Davion. Looks like they're not too happy about the Cerberus Hound's existence. Get ready to gear up and fend off the incoming attack.
Alright,
Commander, here's the situation. Our company has invested too much in this installation to see it destroyed by thugs and thieves. Your only job is to ensure that doesn't happen. Don't fail.
well, those are some shiny towers.
We made it here just in time, Commander. Recon reports that the hostiles are still on a collision course with our position. Get ready for them.
Yeah, I'm looking for air contacts, because you can oftentimes see those.
Too close for comfort. Push them back.
Oh, I do see some.
Target acquired.
Kill confirmed.
Ah. Can't quite hit him.
Target
Got him.
destroyed.
Alright. Now, where are the other contacts? Oh, right on top of us. Hello? Well, that's dead now. If it was an ally, I apologize.
Destroy that mech.
I have to kind of remind myself what the weapon grouping is of this. I can't really shoot at it because the Phoenix Hawk is in my way. Just get those legs out of there.
Reconnaissance flights show increased enemy presence in the vicinity. Be on the lookout for further hostiles.
Trying to find the, there's the dropship. Okay, it's on the other side of the facility. There's also enemies coming in behind us.
Target acquired.
Tango down!
Alright. Let's get onto the other side of the facility where the mechs are going to be.
Target acquired.
We need to target that guy.
Target.
Oh, you know, I forgot to change the pilots. Oh well, we're stuck with them now. Alright, the Phoenix Hawk is going to engage here. We need to come in and help. Otherwise, this Hunchback is going to light us up.
Target destroyed.
Okay.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Got him. Alright. Ooh, we got light mechs all inside the facility.
Target acquired.
Kill that walker. Damage to the facilities is minor at the moment, Commander.
Alright.
But we cannot allow such damage to cascade. Do what you can to draw the enemies away from here.
Sure have we done. I don't know if we're due for another wave or if we've got enemy contacts somewhere we can't see them.
Your resistance is pulling in more hostiles.
Okay, I hear another dropship coming in. Oh, it's right there. Okay, move for it. We're doing alright, other than the Phoenix Hawk having taken an AC-20 hit. Okay, we got an Enforcer. That guy died fast.
Target destroyed.
Okay. What do we got here? Centurion? Ah, watch out.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Oh.
Hostiles are escalating their assault on your position, Commander. Be careful.
Ooh, another dropship coming in right on top of us.
Dead.
Target acquired.
What do we got? Yager mech here. Ow. 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 I'm stuck on a rock.
New target acquired.
It's actually a rifleman. I don't know why I said Yager mech. We're gonna probably overheat. Alright, got his arms. Like that.
Target destroyed.
Ha
Target acquired. System offline.
We'll just sit here and chill for a second.
Override engaged.
Oh, there's more enemy. Ah!
Heat critical.
Our poor mech. I'm trying to take it easy here, but
Destroyed.
alright. This guy's been in behind me. Like that.
Target destroyed.
Man, that was some heavy mech engagements there. Oh, so there was a Yager mech. I wasn't mistaken on that. Aha! Like that.
That looks to be all of them, Commander. I'm detecting no more sign of first Kittery forces. Good work.
That was a fun engagement. Didn't seem like our friends took too much damage, but I'll have to check that. I know the Phoenix Hawk took an AC-20 hit, but I don't think did super serious damage. Alright. So we could grab that Enforcer if we wanted to. Honestly, we have a lot of choices here. The Enforcer is going to be worth the most, but we do have to consider the share amount. Let's go ahead and sort this by value. Okay, so not a lot of weapon systems that are worth anything to us. I may take the Enforcer. I don't know if I'm going to sell it. Like what my game plan is for it, but hey, we get one for free, so why the hell not? And then I guess we just grab some system we're going to end up selling, like this large laser. I'm sure money per share, this one probably is the better one to grab, but if we end up running the Enforcer, which I'm not sure we will, but if we did, it would be less confusion between different mech types, so alright, that'll do. Okay, total payout. So we did take less damage than we had insured, which I like to see. Alright, let's see our numbers here. So the Shadowhawk, even in the hands of the AI, did very well. 800 damage, actually outdid me, which is good to see. I'm not really sure how good the Warhammer is. It still has a lot of problems with heat. I may have to do something about that because that's we almost shut down twice there, and at the end there, I really just had to stand there and not do anything. A lot of our damage potential was thrown away by us being just too hot. So Phoenix Hawk was kind of disappointing in its damage output. Quick Draw did okay, but it also took a lot of damage. So I'm gonna guess the Phoenix Hawk took that AC-20 hit in the leg with the way the damage is looking on this thing, but there we have it. Go ahead and close. All right, so let's see what the extent of the damage turned out. So Phoenix Hawk didn't lose any systems. Quick Draw didn't lose any systems. Nor did the Shadow Hawk, so that's all good. And then I know I didn't lose any systems, so yeah. All nice and easy things to repair. Now that's not the end of our contract, I'm sure. We're going to have a second part here, so let's go ahead and read through it. Yeah, protected our loyal citizens thus far, but the fight against our great enemy is far from over. The Davianists will not stop until they are either victorious or utterly destroyed. See to it that you ensure the latter, not the former. Continue to aid us in the fight against our oppressors, and you shall be rewarded. While you held off the first Kittery borderers' initial assault, that word that I am struggling to say for right now, hounds have evacuated most of their non-combatants and will be sending you reserves shortly. In the meantime, it is recommended that you lure the Davian troops into the Badlands and hold them as long as possible. You're provided with maps that should enable you to play an effective game of cat and mouse in order to buy you the time needed for the relief force to arrive. Alright, so let's go ahead and accept this. We still haven't gotten our overall rewards, but we will get them eventually. I'm not sure how exciting they're going to be. I mean, is quality level 3 small lasers so exciting, and a quality level 3 large laser? That's the more exciting element, but let's go ahead and accept that. Alright, let's see where this is. Oh, looks like it's more in the southern area down here. Okay. Well, we could probably stop off and do one of these war zone contracts on the way down. Maybe stop over here at House Carl here, because that's 20 days away. I suspect that a lot of the repairs we're going to be doing, even though there is extended time, I suspect they'll be done by then. So, yeah, 14 days. Very similar time to last time. 12 days. 18 days. And finally, 20 days. Yeah, so we'll get all these back in time. That being said, we do have the mechs that we used previously back as well. And they were also very effective. So this Lance was decently effective. The Phoenix Hawk was somewhat disappointing, but we've seen it do well in the past, so that might have just been whatever circumstantial things that were going on. Quick Draw was somewhat disappointing, but it did alright, I guess. But in any case, let's go ahead and jump here. And we'll do this mission. And then, depending on how this goes, we could either come down into the industrial zone, or we could go over and do the other mission. It is a war zone contract. So far, this particular high reward mission we're doing, it's all the types of missions we want to be doing. They're the ones that are a little bit more fun to get through. So, how are we doing on our reputation or with these different factions? So we're still +2 with the Capellans. We're still +5 with House Davian. We might want to start doing some House Davian contracts just to get this back up, because they might drop below the +5 at some point, and obviously we don't want that to happen. Then again, though, if we're not in their space, it may not matter. If the campaign mission pushes us out continuingly into Capellan space, or I might even imagine we're going to get pushed into House Merrick space here, which we don't really have much reputation with them at all, I don't think. Let me check that. Yeah, we are at a 0 point with them. So, all this work we're doing to get the Capellans to like us may not really matter for too long, but for right now it matters. Alright, let's go ahead and travel. Set course. I wouldn't mind taking a Davian contract here. I don't really care who this contract is for. I've been working hard to get the Capellans to like me, but at this point, if we got a contract for House Davian, I wouldn't mind. Alright. So all the mechs should be back and ready to go. 45 difficulty, so a little bit more difficult than the previous mission. It is a Capellan contract against House Davian. We still have our +2 points. Don't have a lot of things we can put into the salvage shares, so I guess I'll take... I really don't see a point in taking full points here, so I'm just going to take 2, and then we'll put the rest into money. So we'll get a little over $1 million with this contract. Alright, I will accept. So this lance we just did will work, but I honestly feel like the Warhammer needs some modification. I don't really know what that modification is yet, but it needs something because it's overheating too easily. I need to modify it in some way. So we're going to switch back over to the Grasshopper, which we know is a very effective mech. And then I like the Kintaro Trebuchet combo. Those seem to work very well together. So let's get that back in place. And then, you know, we did have the Centurion in here, and the Centurion has been very effective for us. Do we want to use the Shadowhawk instead? Because the Shadowhawk proved to be very effective as well. I'd probably switch the placement here, potentially. Not really sure, because we do need the Kintaro to hit those Narc missiles to allow the Trebuchet to do very well. That's actually a tough call. Alright, well, in any case, let's see the better pilots here. Last time we went with what pilots we already had set up, but maybe not the best pilots for the job. So, the Kintaro really needs good missile skill. So that is one possibility. The Trebuchet, same kind of deal there. And the Shadowhawk, again, missile systems would be the primary thing. So we need pilots that have good missile skills. So let's go through and see if we can find who those people are. Hope definitely would be one. I actually think we keep Hope in the Shadowhawk if we're going to use it, because the Shadowhawk only has a couple medium lasers, so really not that much of a need for the energy weapons, much more of a need for the SRMs. No, we're not just starting. This is the same campaign I've been doing since the launch of the game. I've just only been playing it when I'm streaming, though, so... any case, yeah. I think Hope is probably the best one for that. And let's see what we got. So we got Boyce in the Caro. I might actually go with Starnes instead. Their skills are the same right now, but eventually we want to get Starnes to be a little bit better than he is. So I'll put Starnes in there. Hope in the Shadowhawk, and then Katz is honestly probably the best pilot here, unless we want to grab Freeman. Freeman is technically more skilled. And we still need some experience in him, so I wouldn't mind. I think the main reason we were using the Centurion, though, was to get ballistic weapon skill up in some of my pilots, because that's the one thing we really lack. I don't have very many mechs that have viable ballistic weapons, so... yeah, I guess we'll go with Freeman. Just give us somebody that's a little bit more experienced. So we've got 2 developmental pilots and one that is a little bit better. Okay, looking good for me. Let's go ahead and ready up. We'll have to see how effective this particular Lance loadout is. I'm hoping the Shadowhawk is a little bit more hardy than Centurion, but as I've said, the Centurion's been very effective for us in the hands of the AI.
Under assault from hostile forces. Link up with them and hold off the enemy advance as long as possible. Be sure not to overextend yourself, Commander. Eventually, you will need to fall back to the evac point.
Alright. So we're fairly close to the objective. Now we don't have any objectives of actually saving our friendlies. Okay, that guy's dead. Got ourselves a Jenner here. Okay, that guy's dead. Don't see any more contacts. They're probably on the other side of the city. Oh, we had one there for a second. Yeah, he's dead. All right. Where's the rest? You just have one more to kill.
Target acquired. Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty.
Might have taken a little bit of damage on my legs unintentionally. There were a little bit on the other side here. Hey, friendlies, get him. Get him. Right there, get him.
Target acquired.
Commander, you've got the
Okay, here we go.
obstacle's attention. They are converging on your position. Brace for hostile contact.
Okay, we got some helicopters coming in on the right. We're gonna have to mine that.
New target acquired.
Okay, let's focus on the helicopters.
Target destroyed.
Ah, shit, they got too close. Ah!
Destroyed! Yeah!
Got him.
Enemy forces continuing to converge on your location. Safe Frosty,
Okay,
Commander.
another one over that way.
Acquired. Target.
Got it!
Light mech behind us.
Target acquired.
Knock successful. Target marked.
Target destroyed.
Oh shit, critical. Trying to get out of that explosion.
Jet fuel low.
Target is down!
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Reactor failure detected. Look out! Additional tangos en route to
Okay,
your
got an
position,
assassin
Commander.
over there. He just ran away from me. That's very rude, assassin. Get it back over here. Oh, got a
Target
contact there.
acquired. Target destroyed.
And fire starter. Gotcha. Alright, that one's down.
Target acquired.
Assassin decided to come back. Not really sure how we're getting a sight line to him. I feel like I heard a dropship come down, but I could be mistaken.
New target acquired.
We got two assassins back here. Wow. How rude can you be?
Deployed on target.
That guy's down for the count. The other one is over here somewhere.
Target acquired.
My scope is lighting up with more targets converging on your position, Commander. Stay frosty.
acquired.
Okay, Centurion. And a Shadowhawk.
Incoming missile.
This is a 2D variant, so to light them up.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Got his arm. Okay. Got him. Vehicle behind us.
Tango smoked.
Okay. Very good.
Recon has spotted additional
Oh, here we go.
bombers. Heading along
This should
a
be the last
trajectory that
group. Well, it's not a
intersects
full
with your
lance.
position.
I expected it to be a full lance. Okay, we've got a Hunchback and a Kintaro. So this is something we want to engage at range. Let's go ahead and tell our allies to target. Well, we lost visuals there. Trying to get a little bit of a peeky picky.
Low.
All right, Kintaro, back up here.
Following your lead, Commander.
Acquired. Target.
Enemy destroyed!
These guys aren't coming in on us. Why can't I lock this guy on? Oh, maybe he's dead. I'm trying to engage these guys without really getting up there in their face, because they have very, very powerful close-range weaponry, but I think I'm going to have to go in there because my AI friends here.
Firing at that dark target, Commander.
Alright, that guy's down. Now the Hunchback. Okay, let's get in here. Go after that right torso if we can. Ah. Okay, his right torso's gone, so most of his firepower is gone.
Been reached, Commander. Rendezvous with us
All right,
at
let's
the
get out of here.
extraction point when you're ready.
Everybody has their limbs, but the Shadowhawk is a little damaged, so we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go most direct route. I've got jump jets, so I can do that kind of stuff fairly easily. I don't have to worry about falling off a cliff or anything.
Happy you made it out of there alive, Commander. Stand by for pickup.
I'm not sure if that counted, but we killed that guy before the mission ended. Another good mission for us, though. I don't think we took all that bad damage. Shadowhawk might be the one that took the most damage. But I don't think it would lose any systems. We'll have to see. Looked like a torso section when I was walking by it. Looked like the torso section might have taken the worst of it, which might actually result in some damage or lost systems. We'll have to see how bad it is. Alright, so we only have 6 shares, so unfortunately we can't salvage any of these mechs. Let's go by value here. Okay. Well, I want the quality 2 medium lasers, because I use those and go through them quite often. I'll also grab one of these guys. I guess I'm going to take these. I mean, honestly, it's the same value as these per share, so we're not really gaining anything necessarily. Alright, that's good enough. Continue. Not a lot of salvage in this particular fight. We didn't take that much damage, so that's good. I was able to kill 7 mix. That's actually surprising. I didn't realize I did that. But damage output, Trebuchet, again, amazingly underperforming here. I don't know what to say about that other than it just sucked. And this just highlights the disappointing nature of LRMs in this game. As used by the AI, at least. Maybe, tactically speaking, I didn't use things as well, but, yeah, I don't want to see this ever. Especially in a mech that should have much higher damage output than that. Okay. Oh, let's take a look at our situation here. So the damage should not be really all that bad. And the next location is pretty close, so we have to decide what we're going to do here. So hopefully, yeah, so that's pretty short. So we'll get that back. Kintaro is going to take a little while longer. Trebuchet, very short time. It didn't really... It really didn't get involved at all for the most part, which is very disappointing. And then the Shadowhawk. Didn't lose any systems, so that's good. But it's also going to be out for a decent amount of time. So our 255-ton mechs are out, unfortunately, for the next thing, unless we wait for them. I could probably do a Lance loadout without them, though, so I'm not overly worried about it. Let's go ahead and just go to this next objective. Okay. Also, I do want to check how are we doing here. So yeah, we did drop the Davion, House Davion, down a little bit too much. We will try and fight that back in the future. I'll probably work towards that. It's really hard where we are at not to work against House Capella or House Liao while trying to improve House Davion relations. Like, really, we benefited in the early game by being all the way over here and fighting the Draconis Combine, because I didn't really care about their relationship. So we were able to really get that relationship boosted without really hurting our relationship with anyone else. So in any case, let's go ahead and travel here. Okay, so through the repairs, we have 2 mechs that aren't repaired yet. We've got 3 and 5 days on the 2. We have the 2 available contracts. We're obviously going to be doing this one, which is what we've signed up for. Let's just see the details real quick. So 230 tons, which has been our drop weight for a little while now. Difficulty is at 38. This is a Warzone contract, so the type of contract we just did. Alright. As far as things go, I'm going to put 2 points in the damage coverage. I guess I'll put enough into the salvage shares that we get 10, and then I'll put a couple points into SIVO payout because that's what we got. Alright, let's accept the contract. Let's see what kind of lance we can build here if we do not use these 2. So the Trebuchet is just going to be straight up out. I'm not going to use it. It has been amazingly disappointing, and I am, from here on out, not going to buy any, what I would call a support mech, mechs that depend upon long-range missiles. I'm just not going to buy them, because they seemingly, in the hands of the AI, do really poorly, and I really don't like using them myself. I tend to favor a close-range brawling style, and I don't... Also, the way the game works, with the way lock-ons work, it's too difficult to get lock-ons, very commonly. You lose your sight so easily, but by the time you get a lock on, oftentimes you've already lost vision of the enemy you're trying to attack, if they're at the kind of ranges that you want to be fighting with an LRM system. So I feel like ranges tend to be on the short side in this game, and it really doesn't pay to have a long range setup. So from here on out, that's the style we're going to play with. Which is unfortunate because we do have a lot of LRM systems that are really good, but it just doesn't seem to be a very effective style of play. And it's kind of causing me some issues because mechs that I previously thought were good are not really that good. Like the Thunderbolt has been very underperforming for us. Not as bad as the Trebuchet has been, but still could be better. I'm not sure why even I'm putting that mech in there. Let's see what all we can do here. So maybe the Centurion here. And then another 50-ton mech. Probably the Crab. This is a viable lance for us. I don't know how good it is, but it is a possibility. If we drop down to a 45-ton mech, we could use a 55-ton mech, but both of our 55-ton mechs are out. I'm okay with this land loadout. We just have to set up our pilots a little bit better for this style. So let me go ahead and put Pierre in here, as he's our best energy weapon pilot outside of Freeman. Freeman we can keep in the quick draw, as the quick draw has a combination of missile systems and energy weapon systems, both things that he's good at. So really we're down to the Centurion, which I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that other pilot that we're kind of trying to work towards. Potentially one of the best pilots we could have. This guy here, Captain Katz. It'll allow him to level up in these two skills, because Centurion uses both weapon types. So that'd be nice. And he also has missile systems, which the mech also uses. So I'm going to go ahead and use Katz as a developmental pilot. But Pierre and Freeman are kind of already gotten their experience. Pierre's almost maxed out. Really, he just has this to level up, and I don't know how close he is to doing that. And he's getting there. Otherwise, he's close to leveling out his ballistic weapon skill. Then he would be maxed out, but... Okay. I think that's what we're going to go with. At least I'm pretty happy with it. I do find it interesting that Freeman has actually beaten me to the energy weapon skill here, despite the fact that I use a lot of energy weapons. I find that interesting. I'm well behind on ballistic weapons, though, because I just don't use them. Outside of when I use them with a Centurion. That was pretty much the extent. Alright, I think I'm happy with this Lance. Let's ready up. So a lot of our combat effectiveness is going to fall on me.
Your previous defense of Capellan territory seemed to have saved a lot of lives, and countless more civilians are being evacuated by the Cerberus hounds to neighboring planets. We'll need to keep Kittery forces away from the evacuation sites in order to ensure they all get away cleanly.
Yep.
That means it's time to put your neck on the line. Your job is to stage a diversion and hold off the forces for as long as you can. The Capellans have provided us maps of these Badlands, outlining where you should start. Good luck.
Alright, so we do have some friendly assets in here.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Actually, I have a friendly helicopter in this fight. The friendly mech is getting destroyed, though.
New target acquired. Target destroyed.
That guy's dead. He's dead. Where's that other light mech?
Acquired.
Oh, got in behind us.
Stay sharp, MechWarriors.
Alright, got more mechs
Allied
coming in.
command reports enemy movement is projected to hit your location at any moment. Time to earn our pay.
Target
Got
destroyed.
another one.
Trying to take out his legs. He's got one leg left.
Target
Got him.
destroyed.
Tango eliminated.
Target acquired.
I already... Oh, wow. That helicopter's still alive. Alright. Gotcha.
Target destroyed.
Additional bogies setting
Okay.
an course on your position.
Oh, right on top of us, huh?
Target acquired.
Alright, the Enforcer's gonna be my main focus. Let's go after the arms here. Got one arm.
Target destroyed.
Okay, he's dead.
Enemy mech down.
Okay, we have another medium mech out there. I don't know what it is.
Target acquired.
Let's get rid of this vehicle.
I got it.
Alright.
My scope is lighting up with
Alright.
more targets converging on your position, Commander. Stay frosty.
Okay, that LRM should do it.
I got it.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
And that guy's dead. Another light mech.
Target destroyed.
Oop. Helicopter coming in. He's already dead.
Got another one.
Target acquired.
Me, you bastard.
Target destroyed.
He's dead.
Target acquired.
Alright, let's see. Legs.
Target
Scopes are lighting up with additional bogies, Commander. ETA unknown.
acquired.
Oh, right on top of me. Jesus Christ. Took his arm off. You can't hit me, can you, dick? Alright, he's gotten a little neutered there. Alright. Hi there. Poor guy. Can't use his LRMs because he's too close.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Let's just hit him in the cockpit until he dies. That is if I can get those hits.
All right. I've gotten word
Goodbye,
from the
cockpit.
command that the majority of evacuations have been completed. I'm seeing more forces on the horizon, so you can stick around to try and earn some bonus pay, or you can evac. Up to you, boss.
Poor Griffin 1N with its long-range weapons loadout and the AI's insistence on being close-ranged. I think that just proves that in this game, certain mech loadouts just don't work.
Target acquired.
Tango down.
A little bit of extra money there. I'm just gonna go for the extract. The AI can take care of any enemy trying to come in behind us.
Stand by for pickup, Commander. Welcome home.
All right, I'll take it. Okay. I feel like it's going to take us a long time to level up when our contracts are only giving us this much experience, so... Alright, we can get a javelin or a spider. Looks like the spider is worth more, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. Let's see what else we can get here, though. SRM-6 at quality level 2, I'll go ahead and take. We've got another one here as well. Is there any other systems we'd want, though, out of this bunch? Doesn't look like it. So I guess we're just going to have to deal with not having another one of these. I mean, at this point, we have 6 of the damn things. I may, but I'm probably going to emphasize more effective builds, as I feel like with this game, you have a little bit more on you to just like from the kind of frantic pacing that you get. Oh wow, we took a lot of damage there. That actually surprises me. I wonder when that happened, on who that happened on. Centurion took a decent amount of damage. As a matter of fact, that's where all the damage is. So guess what? It probably lost a weapon system. How much you want to bet? Well, that sucks. It probably lost its AC-10 if we were to look at this diagram. Not a big fan of that. So I was able to kill 10 mechs. I did 1,000 damage. Centurion did 443. Crab did about what we expect out of it, so the Crab performed just fine. And the Quick Draw did alright, I guess. It did second best. Okay. Thank you for your efforts in defending our honored citizens, even though the Cerberus hounds ancestors were not Capellans by birth. The hounds themselves stand as a testament to the Capellan ideal that everybody has a right to earn citizenship in this great nation. We thank you for preserving our people and, most importantly, our valuable military assets. All right. The important thing there is we got a whole bunch of reputation, which we really much needed. That's why I'm doing these high reward contracts. Let's see if we lost that AC-10. Oh my, we lost that AC-10. I am so surprised. We might have also lost the ammo. Let me take a look at that. No, just lost the AC-10. Now we do have backup quality 2 AC-10s. I don't like having to replace them that often, but at least we have it. We also have some weapon systems that I should just sell at this point. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and replace this. As we're going to continue to use the Centurion, I see no reason why not to. Why am I doing this here, though? Don't do that. We'll do that later. Because that's going to be expensive if we do it here. Alright. Let's see where we're going to go. So, we do have a high reward contract down here. We have a high reward contract over here. We actually have 2 potential ones, although I have a feeling those are 2 different sides. No industrial zone anywhere near that location, though, which you know, we're getting towards the periphery. I guess that makes sense. We also have a high reward contract over here, but I suspect that's going to be for House Merrick, or it could be Capellans against House Merrick. I guess we'll go down towards Egress then, because, well, there's an industrial zone over here, as opposed to the none that are over here. So we do need repairs. I'm just going to go ahead and jump over here because it's going to be nice and quick to get here, so I see no reason why not to. One of the big problems, though, is with building crazy designs, is you're much more limited with this game versus Battletech, because you have, like, the slot system, but they also have slot sizes, which really limits you. So, like, for example, the Warhammer has a lot of energy slots, but they're all of different sizes. If I remember correctly, it has 6 energy weapon slots. So let's take a look at it so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So if we come in here, it has 6 energy weapon slots. The problem is, this is a large size slot, so it allows you to put pretty much anything you would want in here. This is a medium-sized slot, so the biggest you could fit in here is something that's equivalent to a medium laser, or in this case, a medium pulse laser. This is a small slot, so the only thing I could put in here is a small laser. Maybe I could put a flamer in there. Yeah, we could put a flamer in there, but that's pretty much it. A small laser or a flamer is all I could do, so yeah, not really a lot of things you can do sometimes, depending on what all the slots are and what have you. Whereas Battletech, you have a lot more reign over that kind of thing. As long as you have a slot, you can fit anything of any size that fits that weapon type. So there's a lot of difference from that factor.